The rise of a king. Amziah King is a self-made oil tycoon ruling a small Texas town with quiet authority. He built his empire from a single failing well inherited from his father. The townspeople respect him, but they also fear the power he holds. Behind the wealth is a man haunted by betrayal from his early business days. Rumors spread that a major land auction could change everything. Old enemies begin circling as whispers of opportunity grow louder. The return of Caleb Voss. Caleb Voss, Amziah's former partner, returns after disappearing for 15 years. He claims he was cheated out of his rightful share of the empire. Caleb is charismatic, ruthless, and armed with investors from out of state. His arrival stirs up buried secrets from Amziah's past. The town splits into quiet factions almost overnight. A rivalry that once destroyed friendships reignites with vengeance. Blood and legacy. Amziah's daughter, Amziah King, questions her father's moral choices. She's educated, sharp-minded, and tired of corruption surrounding oil deals. Caleb sees her as a weakness in Amziah's armor. Meanwhile, Amziah's younger brother, Gideon, secretly meets with Caleb. Family loyalty begins to fracture under financial temptation. Legacy becomes more dangerous than profit. The land beneath, a massive untapped oil reserve, is discovered beneath ranch land. Both Amziah and Caleb fight to secure drilling rights. The ranch owner refuses to sell, citing environmental concerns. Threats escalate into sabotage of equipment and mysterious fires. Tension builds as workers choose sides. The land becomes a battlefield without bullets yet. Public war. Caleb launches a media campaign accusing Amziah of corruption. Old court documents resurface, questioning past acquisitions. Amziah retaliates by exposing Caleb's offshore dealings. The rivalry moves from private boardrooms to public spectacle. Investors begin withdrawing support from both sides. The town's economy trembles under the pressure. Shadows of the past. Flashbacks reveal how Amziah and Caleb once saved each other's lives. Their bond was once stronger than brotherhood. A failed deal and a deadly accident tore them apart. Each believes the other betrayed him first. The truth remains clouded by pride and grief. Neither man is completely innocent. Amziah's gamble. Amziah secretly negotiates with the ranch owner. She proposes a clean energy partnership instead of oil drilling. Caleb catches wind of the plan and tries to manipulate it. Amziah feels betrayed by his daughter's independent move. Father and daughter clash in a heated confrontation. The future of the King Empire hangs in uncertainty. The first casualty. A drilling site explosion injures multiple workers. Evidence suggests deliberate sabotage. Each side accuses the other publicly. Law enforcement opens a criminal investigation. Gideon's suspicious behavior raises questions. The rivalry turns deadly serious. Broken alliances. Investors demand stability or they will pull out completely. Caleb pressures Gideon to leak internal company data. Amziah discovers financial discrepancies in his accounts. Trust within the King family collapses. Amziah begins doubting her father's integrity. Power starts slipping through Amziah's fingers. The secret recording. A hidden recording surfaces from the night of the old accident. It reveals neither man intended betrayal. A third investor manipulated them both. The revelation shocks Amziah and forces reflection. Caleb refuses to believe the evidence at first. Amziah begins to question his own anger. Gideon's betrayal. Gideon is exposed as the true saboteur behind the explosion. He wanted control of the empire for himself. Caleb realizes he was being used. Amziah feels the sting of family betrayal deeper than rivalry. The brothers confront each other violently. Gideon flees town with stolen funds. Reluctant truce. Facing financial ruin, Amziah approaches Caleb for a private meeting. The two rivals meet in the abandoned oil field where it all began. Tension is thick, but so is shared history. They acknowledge the third-party manipulation years ago. Both realize their feud weakened them. A fragile truce begins to form. The hunt. Authorities track Gideon across state lines. Caleb and Amziah reluctantly cooperate to find him first. If Gideon testifies, both empires could collapse. Amziah insists on transparency instead of cover-ups. The men must choose between legacy and justice. The rivalry shifts toward a common enemy. Crossfire. Gideon attempts to sell company secrets to competitors. A tense confrontation erupts in a remote warehouse. Shots are fired during a chaotic struggle. Caleb shields Amziah from a fatal hit. Police sirens echo as Gideon is arrested. Blood is spilled, but not the way they expected. The aftermath. Caleb survives, but is seriously wounded. The town begins questioning the toxic nature of power. Amziah visits Caleb in the hospital quietly. They share a rare moment of honesty. The Empire no longer feels worth the cost. Old pride begins to dissolve. Illyra's vision. Illyra pushes for a corporate restructuring. She proposes merging resources into sustainable energy ventures. Caleb surprisingly supports her plan. Amziah hesitates. Clinging to tradition, public opinion shifts in favor of change. The next generation takes control. Letting go, Amziah steps down as CEO. He appoints Illyra as successor. Caleb becomes a strategic partner instead of competitor. The rivalry formally ends in a public announcement. The town watches history change in real time. The age of oil kings fades. Reckoning. Court trials expose decades of corruption in the industry. Both Amziah and Caleb testify honestly. Their reputations suffer, but gain unexpected respect. Gideon accepts responsibility for his crimes. The town begins rebuilding trust. Truth becomes more valuable than profit. Redemption. Clean energy projects bring jobs and stability. Illyra leads with transparency and innovation. Amziah mentors young entrepreneurs quietly. Caleb invests in community programs. Former rivals become reluctant friends. The wounds of the past slowly heal. The last sunset. Amziah stands on the original oil field at sunset. The pumps are silent, replaced by wind turbines in the distance. Caleb joins him without hostility. They reflect on ambition, loss, and pride. Two former enemies watch a new era begin. The king's greatest victory was not power, but peace.